Hey, what's up guys? This is Dr. Jim from Rubber City Chiropractic coming at you with mobility prep for 18.5. Sorry it's a little late, better late than never. Let's check out the workout. So guys, one of the first things we want to work on is our front rack position and our thoracic mobility in the thruster. So you can take, what is this, the Gemini from Mobility Wad. You can take two lacrosse balls and tape them together. Get something, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna use that in some type of mobility into the upper thoracic spine, okay? So similar to what we did for one of the other workouts for the open, is we're gonna set this on the ground, just like we did with the foam roller. And what we wanna do is we wanna cross the arms over, and we want to extend and flex 5 times per segment of that thoracic spine. A lot of my athletes, they know when I'm working through here how much this helps them in the overhead position. But sometimes we just do not spend enough time segmentally here in the thoracic spine opening things. So again, extend, come back down. Extend, come back down. Pick 7 segments, take your time here. If you're here for 5 minutes, not a problem. After you're done, let's get the hands overhead and let's hang out there. Let's tip up and over and come right back down. Again, 5 rocks per segment, move up, move down, until you've cleared the entire thoracic spine. Move on to the next piece. One of the other biggest issues I see with the thruster is that we haven't created that externally rotated shoulder and this correct shelf that we can explode overhead into that thrusting position. What we want to do is we want to try to get some type of mobility to open the lat and tricep attachment here, so we have a better overhead position. We've already cleared the mid back out with the Gemini or the lacrosse balls, so now we want to spend some time. I've hooked this band down to my foot, and it's coming up behind me here. And what we want to do is we want to play around with different angles of keeping the elbow forward and the wrist tucked right in behind the same side here. Big breath in, open everything up. Exhale, you might even get a little bit of a PNF squeeze where you're firing against that stretch. Hang out, oscillate the shoulder around, spend 2 minutes per side. If you're still working and you feel like you're gaining some more mobility, hang out till 3 minutes, but 2 minutes should be perfect. Move on to the next piece. All right guys, another great mobility drill that we can start to feed into the chest to bar pattern is the following. I don't have a PVC pipe with me, so I'm gonna make do with a band. But grab a band or grab a PVC pipe and try to follow what I'm going to explain here. I'm sorry if the lighting's a little bit dark, but what I'd like you guys to do is to get the glutes engaged, and I want you to use your low back muscles, the spinal erectors, to extend yourself up as you pull the PVC pipe or band to your side, holding for a 5 count, returning it back overhead, setting it back down, relaxing, regroup, squeeze the glutes, use your lumbar spinal erectors, come on up, pull the band to your chest, hold for a 5 count, come back up, set it back down. Now the one thing you can do with both the band and the PVC pipe is to pull apart. That will activate some of the back of the shoulder muscles, which will make you a more efficient pull-up master. Got a couple more pieces coming up, follow along. So guys, in the next drill, we want to work one arm at a time of activating the pulling mechanism. So I'm going to show you what I have here on the ground. I've got a band hooked up to something. This can be a rig, and then I'm going to use a foam roller as a fulcrum. Okay, so some of the things that we want to work on is to customize one arm per side into the overhead position, because sometimes, just like me, I have a really flexible overhead position on one side, and the other side has a couple sticking points that once I clear it, I'm good to go. So what I like to do is take one band at a time and get some type of pulling over me as I keep the core engaged. So I have the core pulled down, my rib cage down, and then I'm coming up and over this. And once I get into tension, I'm going to drive the shoulder blade down my back and pull myself, or pull the band towards myself, and then resist that up and over. And then I'll lock the shoulder blade into place and go for number 2. I will run 10 to 15 reps of this, nice and slow, with a good squeeze at the bottom on one side. And then I'll do the other side, and at the end, let's get back into a good overhead position. Let me see if I can show you this one a little bit. Well, I've keep the core engaged. So I'm not getting lazy here. I've kept things engaged, and I'm going overhead. And just even from a couple reps up, look how much further this one shoulder is compared to the other one. You can see how high this one is. I'm not faking that. This is all the way open just after 3 reps. So after 10 to 15 reps, you're gonna be completely able to reach overhead to pull yourself to whatever bar and press anything overhead as well. One more little piece. Guys, I got one more drill to you to give you here that'll wake up the core before 18.5. Get yourself a foam roller and get yourself on your back. I'm gonna show you from a couple different angles. What I'd like you to do is to grab the foam roller between your ankles and your knees, and I'd like you to take one arm up, I'll show you from a different angle, and I'd like you to have your other arm on the ground, and you're going to keep the core engaged and slowly let your body fall as one unit to one side. Re-engage the core and press yourself right back up. Do not let the core go. Again, following all the way down. Engage, come right back up from the side. It looks like this. Feet and knees engaged. Leave one arm up, one arm down. Keep the core engaged. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Re-engage, come right back up. Do not let this go. Keep your head back. One more time. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage, come right back up. Oblique rolls, 7 per side, 2 rounds through. That'll wake everything up real nice. You'll have a good strong midline for 18.5. The last little piece here is going to be to open up the hips for the thrusters. So I've got that same band being pulled to a low part of the rig, and what I'd like to do is come forward and backwards for 20 reps to oscillate that hip into the ball and socket joint. From the side, this would look like this. Rocking forward and back, opening up the capsule so it's got range of motion. And the great part about this is you can play around with knee out, and then you can take your body away from you and see if you can't find some angles there that don't feel like they need a little bit of attention. Hang out here for no less than 2 minutes, trying to find different angles. After 2 minutes, you should be ready to rock and roll. Good luck to 18.5. Thanks again for tuning in. Dr. Jim signing out.